You may have heard that storytelling is crucial, but very rarely do we hear how to use storytelling in our everyday lives and craft compelling narratives to influence our listeners. And I struggled a lot with this because I knew storytelling was important, but every time I try to find out more information on it, I would just find things that are much more creatively inclined. Things like how to use storytelling in script writing, how to use storytelling in advertising, how to use storytelling in building your own brand. And all that is fine, but if I'm a working professional, I want to know how to utilize storytelling to present an idea in a meeting. And luckily, after a lot of finding and reading a lot of books and experimentation and giving actual presentations, we've come up with a super simple framework that you can start applying immediately. We've trained a lot of corporate professionals and students apply this as well. By the way, if you're new over here, we release communications content all the time. So subscribe for more videos like these. And if you want to take your communications journey a little more seriously, you can book a free consultation call with us to understand how we might be able to help you. So let's understand the 4-part framework that will help you know how to articulate a story. So the framework is called AREA. And AREA stands for answer, reason, experience, answer. Now, in everyday conversations, you're generally asked a certain question, you're asked for your opinion, you're asked to give your thoughts on something. In those cases, don't just say yes, no, and just spurt out a one-sentence answer. Instead, start with your main point, which is your main answer. Follow it up with logical reasons, show us your experience, and then end with the answer again. The E in AREA, the experience, is where the major storytelling will come in. Let's understand this through an example. So let's say your boss walks into a room and asks you, hey, what strategies do you think we should use to beat our competition? Now, generally what people would do is say, we can probably do this and this and this. And we can also maybe try that out. But instead of doing that, you can use this particular framework. And here's what the answer can sound like. To stay ahead of our competitors, we can invest in data-driven decision-making and proactive trend analysis. This allows us to anticipate market shifts and respond faster than our competitors. At my last company, we implemented advanced analytics to track emerging customer preferences. And by doing this, we were able to launch a product feature months before our competition. So by investing more in tools and faster feedback mechanisms, we can outpace our competitors and consistently. And that's how you can utilize it. It's so simple. We don't even have to think so much of storytelling. We just give our answer, support it with a logical reason, and talk about our experience, and then conclude with the answer again. The reason why we follow this framework is because it allows us to be crisp. We're directly getting to the point. We're not beating around the bush. We're utilizing an aspect of logical reasoning by supporting our answer. Ensure that you don't use more than 1 or 2 reasons over here, because we don't want to go about giving lists of reasons. Let the experience do majority of the lifting. The experience will allow us to tell a narrative, and we don't even have to think of it that way. It's just an experience that we're sharing, or something that we or someone we know have been through. And in most cases, when we are asked an opinion on something like this, we generally can support it with an experience as well. If we don't have our own experiences, we can also utilize examples of other people who we know or might not know who have utilized the answer that we're recommending. But that's where the main selling happens. That's where our opinions become a lot more substantiated. Let's look at another example. Although we do need to focus on how to deliver this effectively as well. I'll get to that in a moment. For now, let's look at a second example. Imagine you're in an interview and the interviewer asks you, how do you prioritize your tasks when you have multiple deadlines? Now, again, in that case, we don't want to go about giving a bunch of tactics that we use. Oh, I use these tools and I do this and that. Just follow AREA. When I have multiple deadlines, I prioritize tasks by starting with those that have the highest impact on the overall project. This ensures that I'm focusing on the work that will drive the most value. So for instance, during a product launch at my last job, I had to prepare a marketing plan, finalize the product copy, and coordinate with the design team, all within the same week. So I prioritized the marketing plan first because it set the direction for everything else. Once that was solidified, I moved to the other tasks. So this way I ensured that the foundation was strong. So by focusing on these high impact tasks which help to set a foundation, I can manage multiple deadlines much more effectively and contribute to the project. And that's how it works. Now, earlier I did mention that you should be able to deliver these things correctly as well. And that's where your voice modulation becomes very important. And if you want to know how you can modulate your voice effectively, we've created an entire video that will help you use simple strategies to effectively modulate your tonality. Check out that entire video right here.